Good morning, everyone. Good morning, YouTube. Solid Sports Video Blog, episode 301. Today's date is July 24th, 2025. Troy West here this morning. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks, everybody who joined me on Saturday night. Had a nice 300th episode. Look back at a few episodes from the past. We've been on, like I said, since 2017. April 1st was the first episode, which was split into two. Um, but this is episode 301. Like I said, when I went through the whole episodes, I noticed that I miscounted a few. So, but we over 300. So I'm just gonna stay. This will be 301. I just gotta make sure I'm mess the count up from here on. But thank you guys so much for coming through on Saturday night. That was a good show. Um, it was on for over 2 hours, so that was great. Uh, and maybe we'll try to do some more in the evening. I just had the time to do it. Every day set up perfectly, and thank you guys for joining me on Saturday night for that. Thanks people who came through and peeked at the Pacific Drive stream last night. So like I said, every Wednesday we're going to rotate Pacific Drive and Forever Skies. There's two games. It's better to do them live than to do them um, try to edit and everything else. So those 2 days will be in that rotation. But I might stick another, something else on a Wednesday night. So Wednesday nights and Friday nights, Friday night streams this week is Section 13. There's already videos of that. I'll probably do another video of that today. I will try to finish up Doom as well. So that's what's coming up on the channel. But today's show shouldn't be too long. We're going to touch on Major League Baseball standings and current playoff picture as well. We're in the second half of the season, so this is the time to try to make a push. The trade deadline is also coming, so keep an eye out for maybe some trades going down in baseball the next few weeks. Well, basically a week because it's a week from today, July 31st. So um, we'll see if any big trades happen between now and then. But we'll look at the standings, the current standings, the playoff picture. NBA news. I touched on it on one of my shorts. Actually, my last short. Damian Lillard going back to Portland. I'll touch on that. I think I gave my thoughts on it, but I give deeper thoughts on it this morning. We'll look at some other NBA news. NBA news starting to settle down now because free agency and stuff is over with. And the NFL is coming as well. Can't believe the Hall of Fame game is a week from today as well. So once the Hall of Fame game starts, you close to the NFL season. So we'll look at the current contract drama. Micah Parsons was in the news this week. The Cowboys look like they're gonna botch that. I ain't gonna say botch it, but I think they're gonna wait till the last minute to pay him. I don't think they're gonna let him play with this season. But he's in camp. But like Terry McLaurin for Washington, I think they need to get that done. But he didn't show up for camp. Trey Hickerson for Cincinnati, he didn't show up. I don't think for camp either. So we'll touch on those. Basically the latest contract drama. But I got breaking news I just saw I was watching Get Up on ESPN that Justin Fields got hurt during practice this morning. They said it's a leg injury, got carted off the field, so that's not good news for the Jets. So keep an eye out on that. But yeah, that's the latest news that just happened this morning. He got carted off the field this morning, so that's not good for the Jets because he was definitely going to probably be their starter. They got Tyrod Taylor behind him, but the Jets just one of those teams that just had bad luck. I just hope it's a minor injury because I'm rooting for Justin Fields. I think in Chicago and in Pittsburgh sort of got an unfair deal. I think in Pittsburgh, even though I like Russ and they wound up working out, but I think he should have kept that starting job because he got them off to a good start. And in Chicago, Chicago just don't handle their quarterbacks well overall. And the Jets don't either normally. But this was a good situation for him, so hopefully he's not hurt too bad. I guess we have to wait and see what that injury is. But that just happened like 20 minutes ago. I just saw they just announced that. So he's hurt with a leg injury. They say he walked off. Well, he got carted to the back, and then he was able to walk the rest of the way I guess we had to go. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully it's not a season-ending injury. Hopefully he can get back on the field um, and be the Jets starter by week 1. Um, so let's look at the MLB standings real quick. Get that out the way. Um, the second half have started. I did see as we go look at the AL East first. The Blue Jays seem like they serious this year. They in first place. Um, they now got a 4-game lead over the Yankees. As I look at that right now, Boston Red Sox been like on fire. They are now in third place. They 6 out. Then you got Tampa, who's cooled off. They had 7.5, and then my poor Orioles, they in last place, 15.5 back in the division. We'll look at the wild card in the second on both leagues. Detroit Tigers, that lead came down a little bit. Cleveland is just 8 back. Cleveland been winning a little bit. So, they crawled back in a little bit, but they still 8 out. And then you got Kansas City, 10, Minnesota Twins, 10.5, and then the White Sox, way out. So, AL West, Houston Astros, again, this is a team that just continues to win. Like, I thought Seattle would, and there's still time, but I just don't think Houston going to give up this division. Yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for coming through to the stream. This is a sports stream. Yeah, but the Astros, yeah, they continue to lead this division. Hopefully, I just want Seattle to make the playoffs. I don't think they make the playoffs since 2001, so I think they just really want to make the playoffs. Texas Rangers started to play a little better. They 3 over, 7.5 back. Then you got the Angels 11. The A's is 19 back. National League, like I said, National League East is going to be the Mets or the Phillies. Phillies just a half game out. They're going to keep going back and forth for first place. Everybody else, I even have to say my Braves is in trouble. My Braves is 14 back. Miami 10. Washington Nationals 17.5. Central, Milwaukee Brewers. You look up there first place again. They have also always wound up being on top of the Central. They're on top right now. Cubs 1 game out, so I think them two probably going to battle for this division for the rest of the season. Cincinnati and St. Louis, basically both the same. Cincinnati 8.5, St. Louis 9.5, and then the Pittsburgh Pirates 19.5 back. National League West, Dodgers, you already know. I don't see them relinquishing the division. They're going to win it. But San Diego started playing a little bit good. They 4.5 back. San Francisco Giants 6. Then you got the Diamondbacks 10, and then the Rockies 33.5. So their season is over. So let's look at the wild card. So all the first place teams not going to be included in that. So American League right now is the Yankees, the top wild card. Then you got the Mariners and the Red Sox. But a whole bunch of teams is either 5 games, within 5 games. Rangers, Rays 1.5. Guardians 2.5. Kansas City 4.5. Minnesota 5. LA Angels 5. And then after that, it's some separation. Orioles 9.5. And then the A's 13, White Sox 17.5. So, me being from Baltimore, so I follow the Orioles a lot. I'm also a fan of the Orioles. Also, don't look good. It's going to be hard for them to climb. First of all, passing all these teams and then 9.5 back is it's going to be hard to climb out of that. So, National League got the Cubs. It's the first place team in the wild card. Then you got the Phillies +3. Then it's the Padres. But then another bunched up. A little bit more separation here in the National League. San Francisco 1.5. Cincinnati 2.5. St. Louis 3.5. Arizona 5.5. Miami 6.5. Then everybody else is +10, including my Braves. They 10.5. Colorado, we're just going to throw that out there, 29 out. So the Rockies is out. Pretty much anybody, to me, that's 10 games or more out of anything at this time of year, you pretty much can wrap it up. Just to be honest, it's going to be tough unless one of the teams that's in front of you just have a monumental collapse between now and the end of the season. So, but by the time we look at it next week, it could be, like I said, days could be flipped. Sometimes it takes a week for days to change. That's the good thing. But if you're behind, you got to win. Got to start putting together some wins if you want to have a shot. So, season far from over, but I just think it's pretty much. I think the divisions to me is pretty much. You kind of know who's going to win the division. I think the wild cards is going to be the crazy things that could still be decided. So, all right, so that's it for our baseball news for this week. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's see. So now we're going to talk about the NBA. I don't really need my device for that. Let me just see if there's any other quick news. Oh yeah, I guess I'll talk about this first. Of course, last week, Bradley Beal got the buyout from Phoenix and went to the Clippers. So he joins Kawhi, and also Chris Paul signs there. So Clippers, the West is the West is the West, but the Clippers are going to be a interesting team to watch this year. Chris Paul, this is probably his final year. I don't think he formally announced it yet, but all indications think he's going to retire after this season. So this is one last push. Hopefully Kawhi Leonard stay healthy, and Bradley Beal as well. I think he probably fits with the Clippers better because I think they need him more to score. They let Norman Powell go, which a lot of people didn't understand. But that was a surprise to me. I thought Bradley Beal would just stay at Phoenix, but he's now a Clipper. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Clippers do this year. But they got to, just like any other team, Kawhi got to stay healthy the whole year. So do Beal. And then they got a shot. Chris Paul is a veteran. He's not the same Chris Paul from old, but he's a no-nonsense guy, so he's going to get those guys ready to play. So just watch out for the Clippers this year. I think that was some sneaky good moves that they did to try to improve their team. So, Dame going back to the Blazers was also, to me, it wasn't a surprise. I guess it's the timing. I just thought he would just rehab and under the jurisdiction of the Bucks, and then maybe move later. I forgot they bore him out also. They cut him. So, but I just thought he was going to just rehab and just wait. But the Blazers went ahead and gave him an extension. But Portland, he ain't never want to leave Portland in the first place. I said that on my short. His family there, he made that known. When he left, he made it known. He didn't. Of course, he wanted to go to Miami. The Bucks with Giannis, of course, you got a chance to win with Giannis, even though they've underachieved the last couple of years. But he never wanted to leave Portland in the first place, and now I really believe he's going to retire a Blazer. He might retire a little early. I wouldn't be surprised if after his contract's over, he walks away from the game. But Dame, when he's out there, he's a competitor. The Blazers, they still got a young team. They let Ayton go to the Lakers. So they got to put together a nice team. But I like Chauncey Billups. I just think they got to be patient with him. But them getting Dame, he's out all the next year for sure. But he ain't want to leave Portland in the first place. So he's back home where he belongs, and I think he's going to retire as a Blazer. So that was some good news this week in the NBA. Other little news, Marcus Smart bought out his contract with the Lakers. With the Grizzlies, and went to the Lakers. So the Lakers getting a little tough. Marcus Smart is one of those guys. He's a you know hard nose, but he's sneaky good on offense. He's streaky, but he's a good defender. I think the Lakers need that. Um, of course, the LeBron drama ain't going nowhere. I don't know what's going on with LeBron. Of course, he's always in the news also. Um, he just do that passive aggressive stuff. Like I don't like when he tweets stuff or whatever he does. Um, I think the Aiton move is good. They needed a big man, but Aiton gonna have to show up, and I believe in Luka, so I think the Lakers gonna be okay. But this Marcus Smart move could be beneficial for the Lakers. So, um, but that's pretty much been the NBA news this week. Of course, summer league I think is over with. So days ago, like I said, days ago quiet down in the NBA. Still surprised some notable free agents out there, but um, pretty much it's going to be quiet probably for the next month or so until we get closer to the season. Tyrese Halliburton, he's been, of course, he got hurt Game 7 of the finals towards Achilles, so most likely he's out all of next season. But he's in good spirits, and that's good to hear. Um, I think the Pacers, uh, and I think I said this already. I don't want to use the word tank, but I think they wouldn't mind if they just be in the lottery at least. I don't think because they ain't gonna have a chance in the East really. I mean, I'm gonna say they don't have a chance, but we don't expect them to get by. Right now, it's the Knicks and the Cavaliers because Milwaukee got a lot of uncertainty. The Heat got a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of Eastern teams that the Pacers that with the injuries and then they lost um, Miles Turner. So I think they in a sort of a step back year. So I think they'd rather just list the playoffs and be in the lottery and get a nice pick to go with the team next year. I think next year's team is going to be back. Um, but I like Tyrese. He's a competitor as well. Very underrated player. I think they say he's overrated. I think he's underrated. The big shots he made in the postseason. Um, it was I just hate as a fan. I think any fan hates it, even if you don't care for the player or you root against the player or not. When somebody go down, now you're gonna have the what ifs, what ifs. The Thunder, they're the champions. Don't take nothing away from Oklahoma City. They're gonna have they got a nice team they build and they signed a lot of their guys. Um, Jalen Williams they paid. So Shy is only gonna get better. I think it's gonna be hard for them to repeat, but don't take nothing away from the OKC Thunder. But if Tyrese played that full game, who knows what could have happened? Pacers could be a champions right now. Because he got off to a hot start. I think he hit his like first 4 or 5 shots. He was rolling. Um, so who knows? Maybe he would have had the game of his life. Maybe he would have scored 40, 50 points. That's the pace he was on, and then he goes down with the injury. Pretty much sucked the wind out of the Pacers. They really pretty much could recover from that, and they wound up losing the game. But um, I just hope he comes back healthy. He's young, so it's good. I think when you had these Achilles injuries young, especially now, you can bounce back from them. So I think he'll be back, but next year is pretty much a wash for the Pacers. So I think they probably rather go ahead and be in a lottery. I don't think they want to make the play in. I think you'd rather just be in a lottery and just hope you get at least a top 5 pick. And I don't know what's the last game of college basketball, but you get a good player to go along with some of the young guys like Mathurin and the other pieces that you're building there. So the Pacers will be fine. But I just like that he's in good spirits after the injury. So that's the latest in the NBA. So now we're going to move on to the NFL. So yeah, this show, we pretty much almost done. So this show ain't going to be long. Thank you everybody who came through. Thank you everybody who liked the video. Appreciate you guys so much. All right, so let's see. We're going to the NFL now. Like I said at the top of the show, Justin Fields, apparent leg injury this morning. Um, let me see. They got an article up, so let's see if there's any updates. I doubt it. It just happened. So, but let's see. Okay, because the thing that scares me about it, um, he wasn't. It was non-contact because in practice, the quarterback is off limit. You can't touch the quarterback. So they say he was rolling to his right, threw an incomplete pass, then he just went down to the ground. They brought the card out. Um, and like I said, he was going to be the starter. Um, that was, no doubt about that. But I hope, like I said, for his sake and the Jets' sake, that it's minor. But the scary thing is, it was non-contact. And usually when it's non-contact, we just was talking about Achilles injuries. Hopefully it's not that. Um, but the first day of practice, this happens. The Jets just don't got no luck. Um, so keep an eye on it. We should know something sooner than later. Matter of fact, as soon as I find out something, I'm gonna do a surprise short on it. So hopefully he's not hurt for the season. Like I said, I think Pittsburgh should have been more patient with him. Even though they wound up getting Aaron Rodgers, but I think they should have gave Justin Fields a better chance. And then the Chicago situation was the Chicago situation. Um, and I liked him at Ohio State to go back to his college days. Um, he can throw the football. I think the perception that he can't stand in the pocket and throw a football, I think if he got a clean pocket, he can throw the football. He got the athleticism that you need in today's league. So I hope the young man is all right. I hope there's not a serious injury, but it don't sound good at all because it was non-contact. So we'll keep an eye on that news. Um, but basically, like I said, I wanted to just cover all the contract drama. Of course, you see Micah Parsons is my thumbnail for the day. Um, it's him and the Cowboys were going back and forth about this contract extension. This is his last year of his deal. And Micah, he's played great. Um, I think he still got room for improvement, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying he's overrated, um, but he make big plays on the field, and they deserve to get paid. Um, Now, me personally, they just gave T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett. I think he's a tier below them too, in my opinion. I think he's a tier below um, uh, Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt. I think they're the two best ends in the league, hands down. Um, Hickerson in Cincinnati, I might be pronouncing his name wrong. I think the Bengals are crazy in a way. But they did give Chase and T. Higgins their money, so you can't trash him for not giving Hickerson his. Maybe Cincinnati feels they can still compete, but Hickerson's been a Bengal for years, so hopefully they get something done. But the Michael Parsons thing, I just think the drama, it's the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, run his mouth, put his foot in his mouth all the time. But what he said was crazy. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, basically, if we pay him, it's not a guarantee he's going to play the whole year because he used that Prescott as a example. Well, we just paid Dak and he got hurt 5 games in the season, blah blah blah. So he shouldn't have said that out of his mouth publicly. And then Micah been saying some things, and I don't blame him. Basically paraphrasing, I got to take care of my family, just like Jerry Jones and his family. So it's not pretty right now. But he did. I respect him because he showed up to camp. He didn't hold out. He's one of the guys that showed up to camp. So I give him credit for that. He's a football player. He want to be out there. So I commend him for coming to camp and being there. So he's all in. I think he's going to ball out this year. But Dallas, like I said, they did CD the same way, and that basically like right before week 1. That's when you might expect something to go down. If it does, if it don't, then we I don't know after that, maybe he. But I just think that I think Jerry Jones is just a kooky old man. I mean that in the most respectful way, but he he likes this. He likes the being in the media and all that. So it probably drag out just to keep the Cowboys in the news. Micah, he got his podcast, so he can say something. So they might just go back and forth, and then he get his contract right before week 1, and then all this would be for naught. So that's what probably wound up happening. But other stuff like the Cincinnati, the trade Higginson situation, I don't really know. The Bengals not known for playing players. That's why. Um, well, Joe Burrow, they had to do it. Like out of all these, when they paid Joe, I was like, yeah, they had to. They could let Joe Burrow go through that. Even though he said he's disappointed with the Bengals right now, them not signing Trey. Um, but they did, like I said, they did lock up Chase as well and T Higgins. So, and today's NFL though, I mean, yeah, you need defense for sure. You need defense. But I think in today's league, it's a chance you can have a real good offense and still win games. So maybe the Bengals thinking that way. I don't know. Terry McLaurin in Washington. I think for a loyal standpoint, I think they should give him his money. Like I said, I don't put him in the Justin Jefferson realm and the who else? CD. He's a tier below that, but he's a great player. He's been a great player for Washington. I think it's important for them to get him signed. I think the Commanders. I think a lot of people just chalking them in to another playoff berth, but I think it's a lot of pressure on the Commanders this year. I believe in Jalen Daniels. I'm not saying, but Jalen Daniels is human, so we'll see what his year like. I believe he's going to have a great year, and it's not just because of the second year wall that usually teams and quarterbacks go through. I just think the NFC is just stacked. I just think it's a lot of good teams in the NFC. So it's more of that reason why I wouldn't be surprised if Washington fall a little shorter than last year, but might be a better team, but just not get to the NFC Championship. And I said that last week on my roundabout series. But Terry, he did show up for camp, so that's not good. But he'll probably be there before the season starts because you start losing money and all that type of stuff. So, and the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, and I kind of like what he said. Tyreek Hill, probably one of the best receivers we've seen in the last, in this era. What was it? I want to say it was the last, I think it was either the second to the last game of the year, basically near the end of the year. I think either right after the game, it might have been during the game, it might have been at halftime or something. I don't remember per se, but basically he was like, "Peace out, I quit," basically, or something to that nature. The team they go over well. Of course, the Jalen Ramsey situation, they traded him away. What's the running back's name for Miami? Mostert, he came out and said something like it's drama, but I don't know. Like the coach Daniels, he seems like a laid back type of coach. You don't seem like one of them coaches that. I mean, all coaches gonna get on you, but he seems like a player coach to me. So I'm surprised that a lot of players he's rubbing the wrong way. But with Miami, of course, it starts with Tua. He's got to stay healthy. If he don't, they don't got a chance. But now with this Jets, with this Justin Field news, Buffalo is head and shoulders above the division. But after that, I think it's everybody else got a shot, even New England. So depending on what we find out about Justin, that changes Miami fortunes a little bit. But just all the drama, I don't understand it. A lot of players been speaking out. But Tua basically said, yeah, Tyreek he gotta regain the trust of this locker room. That rubbed the locker room the wrong way. Said he want to quit. Just like my man Anthony Richardson, that I'm a Florida Gator fan, so I ride with Anthony Richardson. I know when he took himself out the game last year, then his injuries that's going on. I just think you got to be patient with him. He's a raw quarterback, as they say. He needs time. He needs probably years to um, get himself straight for the Colts. So look out for that. Um, but yeah, the Dallas situation, like I said, it might happen at the last minute. All the other ones, I don't know. If you go off history, I don't know if Trey going to get paid for Cincinnati. Um, Terry McLaurin, I think Washington, to me, like this new ownership, I just think they trying to put together something. But I heard they ain't even offer him a contract at all. Um, him and Parsons, Dallas had never came with a contract with them, So those two guys in similar situations, but different organizations. But Washington, to me, with this new regime, I just think they're gonna find a way to try to sign Terry. That's my opinion. But then the Dallas thing, like I said, it might just be a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. Jerry probably still gonna wind up paying Micah. It's just for bunch of nonsense. So, all right, so that's pretty much it for this week. 30 minutes, not bad. Just a couple of quick news. Let's look at. Like I said I was gonna try to stay, do some WNBA news, but of course everybody loved Caitlin Clark. I think she's hurt again. I think she was hurt. She didn't play in the All Star. She didn't take place in the All Star weekend and stuff. And I think she didn't play in their last game. I think they still won though. But yeah, the Minnesota Lynx is your top team. Then you got New York, Phoenix. I forgot how the playoff starts. How it breaks down. But Indiana is only 12-12. Yeah. So yeah, she is injured right now. So Angel Reese, she been playing well. The Liberty. Let's see where the Liberty stand at. They have defended champions. Yeah, they second in the WNBA. So yeah, so I try to keep out for some news. Oh, there, Vegas, they only 12-11. I'm surprised with Asia Wilson there. Okay, so a little bunched up, but I forgot how the playoffs go. Let me see. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, so that they. I guess I had to pay attention at a later date. Okay, so I guess that's it. Ain't no really other sports news other than what I talked about. Hold on. Let me pull up the main thing, see if there's anything else. Yeah, nothing really major else to talk about sports-wise. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Join me. What's the day? Tomorrow night, Friday night streams. Section 13 will be played tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. So join me for that. Thanks everybody who was there last night for Pacific Drive. I'm gonna kick out some videos today. I'm gonna do a Dune video for sure. I'll probably do that actually in a few hours. And Section 13 is already a video up. I'm gonna do another video on that as well. Next week we got some. Next week is August begins. Of course, August, like I said, is a big month coming for a lot of new games and projects. So join me in August. August will be a fun month. So I can't wait for August to get here. We got a lot of days coming down the pike. Pretty much any new game you could think of, I'm gonna try to upload and play for you guys. I'm very excited about the Mafia game. I never played any of them, but I think this one's going to be a nice, cool one. It's set back in the old country, so I want to definitely get into that game. And just check out all the rest of my projects here. I'm gonna try to start doing some more shorts on my other channel, Solid Sports Gaming Shorts. That's my second channel. I'm gonna try to grow it a little bit. Thank you guys. Y'all been subscribing of late. Been coming in. Thank you everybody who commented in the comments. Definitely comment in the on my videos. I definitely try to shout you out. I'm just trying to figure out what day I want to do it on. I'm thinking Saturdays. I think I said Thursday before. Today's Thursday, but I think Saturday. Shout out Saturday. You know, that rings a bell. So I might do it on Saturday. Shout out my new subscribers and my old ones and my day ones still hanging on with me throughout the up and downs of the years. And that's why I really appreciated last Saturday night. Was a good reflection of where we come from and where we are now. So thanks you guys so much. So that would do it for episode 301. Next week I gotta check my schedule. But like I said, it'll either be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday if I don't have to go in for work. And if I do, then I use Friday night streams to get my sports takes out, my sports analysis out. So, but it'll be announced. I'll put it on social media. But thank you guys. Y'all made my day today. Y'all take care. Stay cool. It's another hot day today. I don't know where you're from. I know some of you guys is from overseas. So I don't know how the weather is there. But here in America, it's hot pretty much everywhere. No matter where you are in America, it's warm. So stay safe. Thank you guys for coming through. Peace and love. I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys Friday night. You know, I'll be on Friday night. I got to get a camera for my PlayStation because I do like to be on camera when I play. But y'all be able to hear my voice. I talk throughout the video. So join me Friday night for Friday night streams tomorrow night. And I'll see you guys then. Peace and love. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. And have a good weekend. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for everybody who liked and commented. I'll see you guys next time. Peace and love.